Good night. All right, let's go. I'm better. I got a breath. I went live. As soon as I went live, it gave me an order. I didn't think I would get one that fast here, but I did. I'm trying to flip camera. This red light.
Like a pretzel. It's a backwards letter C that kind of wraps around several other counties. It's got boundaries that twist across county lines, and it doesn't make any sense. And the only reason it's drawn that way, obviously, is to take in as many Democrats as it possibly can and prevent Republicans who might live a little further away from New York City, prevent Republicans from having any kind of representation in the state. So obviously that's how they've drawn it in Connecticut. And yeah, so Texas decides they're going to redraw some districts and all hell breaks loose. Okay, so you mentioned Newsom's going to spend about $200 to $250 million on the special election, and it's not even a done deal. We have polling data now from Politico, okay, not a right-wing outlet by any stretch, saying that California voters oppose Gavin Newsom's gerrymander plan. And that's my headline there. Let's be a little bit more precise. 64% favor the current system versus just 36% want Newsom's plan. So the current system is this independent redistricting commission. It's not really independent because Democrats gained that system as well. But basically, it's not done by politicians is what they mean by independent. And people like that. Is Newsom going to lose this? And if he does that mean his presidential prospects have basically imploded?
He's really sticking his neck out with this. You're right. Californians tend to like their independent redistricting commission. One of those supposed members of the independent board was at Gavin Newsom's rally last week talking about how they had to gerrymander even more, which is pretty revealing on how independent that commission actually is. But it's a big gamble. It's almost a blessing and a curse for Newsom in that he is trying to fight Trump because that is the premier qualification right now for Democrats to show that you can take on Trump. But Newsom never has and never will see Trump on the ballot. So he's doing the best he can in fighting him with this in a very cringe social media campaign. It's just Trump, Trump, Trump. That's all he talks about. Meanwhile, you certainly know this. He's all but abandoned everybody in the Palisades and these other areas of California California that burned down on his watch. You talked about earlier on your show about how such an iconic California brand, Playboy, is now leaving the state. I mean, I'd almost associate the two together, for better or worse, in a lot of ways. So California is not doing well, but Newsom is just nationalizing all of these battles instead of minding the store at home. It would be a big blow if this was unsuccessful. And if Republicans even gain seats in the House in the midterms, which I actually think that they're going to defy history and have a very successful midterm next November, that's really going to handicap Newsom's chances because he is going all in on being the anti-Trump candidate, even though he's not going to be on the ballot against Trump. Really some perplexing politics that we're seeing from him.
Well, I think he is basically taking a gamble on the priorities of the Democratic Party presidential primary electorate. And he is basically saying,
usually when the doors are open, they don't want you to use the drive-thru.
Care more about someone who fights Trump than they do about someone who gets the job done. And even though he's doing a few things to position himself as a quote-unquote moderate, his view of the party is still in the old model of thinking about politics.
Yeah, I have a DoorDash for Spencer D.
What's the code? No, you can't do DoorDashes. You got to go to the drive-thru. I mean, to the inside. I'm sorry.
It says you go use drive-thru on the app.
I do not have a. What's the code?
CAB91D or BD8.
Yeah, you would have to come.
All right, I'm just saying. I'm just following the directions of the app. So I need to come in.
Yeah, you have to come inside.
Okay, it says you please use drive-thru. Okay. Fucking idiot. No, they're not busy. I don't know why it says please use drive-thru. Guy's fucking. He's obviously spazzed. I'm gonna report him. Be right back. Sorry, I'm not an ableist, but there's a fucking bunch of retards working in there. Oh, here we go. But I don't care. It's my fault.
Supposed to do every year by law. Will we see another CR? How long will it be? Will Trump use his constitutional authority to impound funds? That will certainly lead to court battles. And then we might see more rescission packages as soon as Congress.
It was actually busy inside.
So that's going to be something that takes up all the time on Capitol Hill. As you know, there isn't a lot of actual legislating that
hey, upstate.
They just do the bare
good to see you, buddy.
Which is why it was so impressive that Trump was able to get his one beautiful bill through. But look, the way that Trump operates, and he's just boom, boom, boom from one thing to another right now. He's got so many irons in the fire. Since January 20th, he has kind of sucked up all the oxygen and blocked out all the sun. Everything, all eyes have been on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. He just moves at such an unbelievable pace. So I would expect more of that to happen. He's definitely going to have a big say in what happens on Capitol Hill with his spending battle. But look, another thing to watch for, he's also begun sort of transitioning towards campaign mode. He's
wonder where they're walking from.
These midterms, particularly in the House. He doesn't want what happened after the 2018 midterms, where for 2 years he was just on the defensive, fighting impeachment, fighting subpoenas, and all this nonsense from the Democrat House. He is going to be very invested in ensuring that doesn't happen again. And as I said earlier, I would expect Republicans to be very well positioned.
Yeah, they did. But I'm all right with it.
And have a successful midterm in which they keep the House and Senate.
Bradley J., Breitbart News congressional correspondent, thank you so much for being with us here on Breitbart News Sunday.
Always great to be with you, Joel.
All right, we're taking your calls next. 866-957-2874, 866-95-PATRIOT.
Before the arenas, before the fame.
Let's take it back a little bit, y'all. Come on.
There was a hometown. Now the Jonas Brothers tell that story on a new limited engagement channel.
Hey guys, it's Joe.
That looks like a big gas station going in there. Holy crap. Wow, it's a fucking truck stop.
And the songs that built the dream.
Looks like a pilot almost. The coloring.
For a limited time. Channel 79 and at home
is what
with
it
the
is.
SiriusXM app.
This is a new beginning.
Where common sense
Is our common ground. We're telling your story,
is the most important story.
and we're not afraid to tell it.
Where American values unite us.
And don't divide us.
This is a time to come together.
For you,
For me,
for all,
for all,
for all America. For all America.
Fox News Channel. America is watching.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago Senator Dick Durbin. And now Dick Durbin has a new scheme, a government takeover of your credit card. Today, consumers have thousands of choices in credit cards, all with equal, strong security. But Durbin's plan is less competition and less security. And that means more risk for your credit and
Fucking unnecessary stop sign.
Republicans in Congress, stop
Fuck
Dick Durbin's
this.
takeover of your credit card before it's too late.
One big, beautiful bill just passed. Whether you love it or hate it, one thing's clear, it's going to shake things up. I'm Colin Plume, CEO of Noble Gold Investments. And when major legislation hits, smart investors don't react, they prepare. The current tax code is locked in, but by 2026, it could be rewritten to take more of what you've earned. That means your 401k, your IRA, your entire nest egg could all be exposed. At Noble Gold, we help investors like you move out of vulnerable paper accounts into real physical assets like gold and silver, held in a tax-advantaged gold IRA. You have a short window between now and December 31st to lock in today's tax advantages and rollover opportunities. NobleGoldInvestments.com. Talk to a specialist today. NobleGoldInvestments.com. The sooner you act, the more control you have. That's NobleGoldInvestments.com. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risk. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision. Golfer Byron Nelson was a total pro who won 11 straight and 18 PGA Tour events in 1945. He may be gone, but his legacy lives on in golf apparel that symbolizes his cool and effortless performance. The Byron Nelson Collection.
Hey, JJ.
High-performance apparel made for anyone who loves modern comfort.
Thanks for popping in.
From polos to pullovers, look good, feel good, and maybe even
We're doing some dough dashing.
apparel. Sold at fine golf shops nationwide and online at ByronNelsonGolf.com.
We may catch up with some cop watches later on, but I got to make a little bit of money.
In the word
Get to hear me bitch about people being slow with orders. Right.
This is Breitbart News Sunday.
Breitbart News Sunday, 866-957-2874. Let's go to Bill in West Texas. Bill, welcome to the program.
Come on, Bill.
Thank you, Bill. I enjoy your show very much and appreciate your calm approach and not taking things to the extreme. I'm sorry that you have to put up with the callers that always seem to have an agenda that they have to refer to their notes to be able to even try to make the points. I wanted to just comment on the cuts that you played from Gavin Newsom and cuts that I heard earlier this week from Beto O'Rourke, a failed U.S. Senate candidate.
Not much, man. We just took a break. Then we're back at it. We're going to do a couple hours of door dashing. Then we're going to do some cop watching after that when it gets dark. The cop watching part stays quiet until later on. So.
If you haven't heard that, you should go listen to it. I wouldn't want you to have to put your listeners through.
We're streaming on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch. So
over the top.
If you could, though,
I don't even know
check us out on Twitch, because when things get squirrely, that's where we're at, because it's free speech. We can do music and everything there.
I think it's ideal.
But it's up to you, brother.
But if the circumstances warrant it, in terms of
Rumble. Check us out on Rumble.
To begin with,
not Twitch.
Maps,
Twitch is just extra.
Then it would seem appropriate to at least try. But
72. I think I've delivered it before.
The Democrats just decide, most of them, not all, there's some that leave the state.
I don't think it's been that long I've been out here.
Everything has gotten so
I must do DoorDash every night.
out of control and extreme. I don't know how we
last apartment here. Yeah, been here.
Able to have a cordial conversation about anything that's political.
Yeah, well, we might have to stop talking about politics.
Yeah, Toledo metro area.
Because people do seem to be living in different media universes, and
there's
sometimes
no spots here.
It does affect personal relationships.
Pull back into this one.
I do think that Democrats are particularly adamant about everybody agreeing.
Yeah, Toledo gets pretty fiery at night, on the weekends anyway. For cop watching anyway.
Everybody participates.
But I live in a suburb.
This idea, for example, of climate change.
But I drive into the city for work.
Control global emissions.
East Coast.
The entire world participates.
Yeah, it's dark here too. I'll be right back. I gotta drop this order off.
Global theory and global policy, therefore everyone has to do their part. And therefore dissent is actually a massive threat to the policy. And so they've got to get everyone on board. It's the same with a lot of other policies. I mean, one of the things Democrats don't like, for example, about the suburbanization of America over the last 70 years, is that as people have left the cities, they've taken the tax base with them, And so Democrats have tried to find ways of capturing that income in the suburbs to fund public services in the cities, especially schools. Many people are leaving the cities because the school systems don't work. They're controlled by teachers' unions that exist for themselves, not for the kids. And Democrats don't like that. In order to participate in their idea of what public schools should be, they need everybody involved, no dissent, no school vouchers, no opportunity scholarships for poor kids from minority backgrounds in D.C. Everybody's got to participate. And so I think they're more threatened by dissent than Republicans are. That's not to say every Republican is open-minded. Of course not. We are pretty much the same people on both sides with our flaws and strengths and so forth. We're human beings. But I think Democrats have done more to poison the atmosphere, and especially the media that is friendlier to Democrats, that likes to see Democrats win. You never would have had something like the Russia collusion hoax work if there were pro-Republican media bias. It just wouldn't happen. But I appreciate those comments, Bill, and I just close with this. O'Rourke once kicked me out of one of his events simply for being there. I had a press credential, and it was interesting because CNN actually backed me up. I think it was even Brian Stelter, of all people. CNN said, hey, you can't just kick a reporter out of a campaign event. And it was interesting to see people rally around and rally against Beto O'Rourke in that situation.
I appreciate it.
There are still some issues like press freedom where people are...
Oh, there's people over there.
And I do think there is still that potential. So hopefully it won't take extreme events like that to do it.
Yeah, just check the LinkedIn or the link tree.
Thanks so much, Bill. Really appreciate it.
You bet.
All right, let's go to the lines. The number again is 866-957-2874, 866-95-PATRIOT. And let's go to Stanley in Houston, Texas. Stanley, welcome to the program.
Marco Rubio called Trump a dangerous con artist. He also called Putin a bloodthirsty butcher. Why do Marco Rubio and countless others throw away all of their principles and values just to serve under Trump?
You know, Stanley, it's interesting. You were in Alabama in the last hour. How did you get to Houston, Texas?
Why don't you answer the question? I'm not asking.
No, you answer my question. You call this program under false pretenses. I'd like to know how it is you migrated across several states in the space of less than an hour. Did you teleport or something like that?
I run very fast. Can you answer the
certainly
question?
do. Well, you run from the truth and you run from logic, because we see this over and over again in politics, that people who oppose each other in presidential primaries come together in general elections and in administrations to run the country together.
Didn't confirm what?
Said pretty nasty things about Trump in 2016. I covered that race very closely. Trump said nasty things about him. In fact, Trump was remarking on this a few weeks ago. He said, I used to call you Little Marco, but you're doing a great job now. And it's the same with Obama and Hillary. Hillary Clinton and Obama said horrible things about each other. Obama said that she was a racist. And yet he appointed her Secretary of State. Now, you wouldn't ordinarily hire a racist for a position like that, but people understand that things get said on the campaign trail that are either forgotten or forgiven when it's time to govern. And both sides do this. And it's not even a unique phenomenon. Or is this your first day observing politics, Stanley from Houston, Texas?
I would have bet my house that you were going to give that pathetic answer. Remember when J.D. Vance called Trump America's Hitler? I always call people Hitler and then forgive them like, oh, I didn't know that person that well.
You know what's interesting? I do applaud that you're a man of your convictions, because you've never walked back the comment that you'd like to see Trump raped in prison. And you've always stuck by that. And you've repeated it. You've repeated it several times. You've repeated it several times on this show that you are in favor of the president of the United States not only going to prison, but being raped in prison. So I humor you and your little talking points, because I think it behooves my audience, who might have already tuned out some of their liberal acquaintances and relatives, as you heard from the last caller. I think it behooves them to understand just how stupid the mainstream of thinking among Democratic Party loyalists, such as yourself, really is. I know you pretend to be a Republican who doesn't like Trump, but you are basically a Democrat hack. And the best that you can come up with to complain about Marco Rubio's job is that he said nasty things about Trump in 2016. I note that in the last hour, at least, you called about something that happened last week at the summit in Alaska, but you didn't say anything about the incredible job that Marco Rubio did in that meeting with Donald Trump, getting these two sides closer to peace than they've been in 3 years, which, again, Joe Biden didn't do, Democrats didn't do. Democrats just want to fund and fuel the slaughter. And That's why you're attacking Trump and Rubio and bringing up all this stuff, because you just don't have a leg to stand on. I got to tell you, it was really fun.
This guy, he's ripping him up, man. It's awesome.
The election last November, when you confidently predicted that Trump was going down, and you disappeared for a while, you crawled back under your rock. I know it must have hurt because the prison rape fantasies had to go away for a while. But as long as you're sticking to that position, you know, I applaud you for your consistency, because it really is useful to have you on this program. Please.
Cuban refugee.
Pick another country. You're from Houston, you're from Alabama, you're from North Dakota. You're not a son of Cuban refugees. You're just a jerk.
No, I'm not. It's stupid. I'm not referring to myself. I'm referring to Rubio. Okay? Do you think Rubio, at what point is he going to snap that he's sitting there and playing stupid along with Trump as Trump kisses Putin's ass? Oh, we get along very well just because he murdered millions of people. I get along very well.
Which president imposed sanctions on Russia and the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, and which president took them off? Which president killed hundreds of Russian mercenaries in Syria, and which president pushed a reset button to have warm and friendly relations with Russia? You like to call people names, and you like to call up with your rape fantasies, but you lose on issue after issue after issue. And every time you call in, I say, "Oh, I'm so glad this guy's calling in because I enjoy taking
Clinton Code Live.
Every time you call." And it's
about Jared.
Every time I say, "This is what you do. You move on. You try to change the subject when you're losing. You call me names." But I think listeners to this program will understand who really is stupid. It's the person who sticks with a losing party when they continue to lose, not just at the ballot box, but when all of their policies fail time after time after time. You are supporting a failed party, failed policies, and I look forward to your continued failure.
Why is it that if you're not a cult member, you're therefore a Democrat? Why is that?
You are a cult member. You're a member of the anti-Trump cult. You worship at that altar. Yes, you fantasize about Trump being raped in prison. That's a pretty cultish thing to think about all the time, don't you think? Have you sought therapy for that problem, by the way?
How embarrassing, Don.
All right, we got other callers to get to. Goodbye. Let's go to Tim in Kentucky on line 1. Tim, welcome to the program.
First time calling. I'm new to XM, so I've just never been able to get you before, but I appreciate your comments and everything. But I've blown out the water the ignorance that the Democrat Party has shown the last 4 years. And it's everything that you're saying is not only true, but they really literally don't have a leg to stand on. They stand up for everything against Trump, when Trump is standing up everything that he's done everything that he got voted in for. But it's mind-boggling to me how bad the Democrats has gotten, and I personally don't think they have a leg to stand on. They have ruined their party.
They really have, and they continue to ruin it. And there may be no turning around for a long time. I read an interview this weekend in the Wall Street Journal with Rahm Emanuel, former mayor of Chicago, who's going to run for president as a kind of moderate. And whenever they asked him a question about how crazy his party had become, he just decided not to answer. And not even in the evasive manner you heard from our last caller, but he just kind of said, "Yeah, I'm choosing not to answer that question." You know, he knows that his party's off the deep end, and it's going to take a lot for them to climb back into relevance. So this may be, as Bradley, our congressional correspondent, said, this may be a midterm election for the history books because the Republicans may actually hold on to some seats here instead of losing them the way governing parties usually do. Thanks so much, Tim, for calling in. Our number is 866-957-2874, 866-95-PATRIOT. More of your calls in the next hour. And Harvey Dillon, the head of the DOJ Civil Rights Division, leads us off next. Breitbart News Sunday return.
Oh, yeah, he was. And he recognized him. He was calling him out. He's like, "Dude, you call in from like 3 or 4 different locations and just keep calling in." He kept his notes on that guy. I've never heard this commentator, actually. Joel, takes your call. Joel, huh?
My name is Preston James. I've been a stock and options trader for 23 years. I used to be an active swing trader, but that all changed once I discovered my Money Press weekly paycheck method. These days, I'm a passive trader, hauling in more cash while being able to sleep at night than I ever dreamed possible. I'm passionate about the market.
Back to the crazy McDonald's here. Here we go.
Thousands of lives, and I'm confident it can change yours. But let the proof do the talking.
As long as the tips are good, we'll keep swinging back by here.
Proof.com. You'll see a
If they get bad, we'll go to pause and move out.
$54,000 account to $174,000 in less than 9 months. That works out to 5.8%.
Drive-thru's backed up.
You'll
So
see
they are busy.
right inside my real brokerage account. This isn't about overnight riches, but once you discover this for yourself, you can start on this same path overnight. You're 7 minutes away from changing everything you thought you knew about trading and investing. Go to accountproof.com to get started. That's accountproof.com.
I'm good, man.
You didn't start a business to babysit your poorest performing employees. That's exactly why I started my business, so you don't have to.
I'm
Alan Jones, founder and CEO of Bambi. I created Bambi so small business owners could take back control of their
All right, guys, I'll be right back.
Need to fire a poor performing employee who happens to now want 3 months off? Your Bambi HR manager will take care of that for you in your first week with us. You spend your time coaching your A player, we'll take care of the rest. I'm so confident that Bambi will help you focus on what you love about running your business that I'm offering a $1 trial to the service for your first month. Trust me, there are no limits to the amount of calls or questions you can give your Bambi HR manager. After your first month, just $20. Yes, $29 a month for companies of any size. Month to month, no hidden fees, cancel anytime. Get a month of Bambi for just $1. Go to Bambi.com and type Patriot under radio to schedule your first call with an HR manager right now. Go to BAMBEE.com, Patriot Radio.
Free markets, religious freedom. We are Sirius XM Patriot. Channel 125. Conservative principles live here.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. At the conclusion of Friday's summit with Russian leader Vladimir Putin, President Trump said there's no deal until there's a deal. But Special U.S. Envoy Steve Witkoff told Fox News Sunday there were some accomplishments at that meeting in Alaska.
We agreed on much more robust security guarantees. The Russians agreed on enshrining legislatively language that would prevent them from, or they would attest to not attempting to take any more land from Ukraine after a peace deal.
Coming up tomorrow, the president will host Ukrainian President Zelensky at the White House, along with several NATO and European leaders, about ending the Russia-Ukraine war. Israeli protesters demanding a deal to free hostages in Gaza attempted to shut the country down today in a large protest. Organizers believe hundreds of thousands of people participated. Frustration is growing among Israelis over plans for a new military offensive in Gaza. They're fearful those plans could further endanger the remaining hostages. Amid concerns about health factors, alcohol consumption is down in the U.S.
The shift is driven by younger adults ages 18 to 34, of whom 66% say even 1 or 2 drinks a day is bad for your health. Even people who drink told pollsters they're drinking less. While moderate drinking was once thought to have benefits for heart health, recently researchers say there's overwhelming evidence that alcohol consumption leads to negative health outcomes and is a leading cause of cancer. The poll finds beer is still the top choice among men, while women were more likely to reach for a glass of wine. I'm Jennifer King.
Spain is deploying 500 more soldiers to help battle wildfires that have raged during a prolonged heat wave. They're struggling to contain 12 major blazes. More at townhall.com.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, no, you can't do that. You can't go there. You can't play your favorite sport. You better sit this one out. It's no way to live. If pain is affecting you, see how Relief Factor can help you get back to living life again on your terms, one where you say yes a whole lot more. Head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 800-4RELIEF. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by a team of doctors and scientists, Relief Factor's unique formula of natural ingredients doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or eliminate it for good. Whether it's your back, neck, your joints, your muscles, Relief Factor can help you, as it has for so many others. Give Relief Factor's 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, a low-cost way for you to sort of take it out for a test drive. Less than $1 a day. Go to ReliefFactor.com. ReliefFactor.com.
All right. They stepped it up.
See how you could live with less pain and you can
Hey, Dio.
yes to more of everything you want with Relief Factor.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott has called a new special legislative session as Democratic state lawmakers signal they might be ready to return to the state after they left over plans for redistricting. Republican strategist Aaron McGuire says the Democrats have no right to argue against a Republican effort to redraw the election map in Texas.
Let's be clear here. Democrats gerrymander like it is their passion project in life. And they've done it to the benefit of holding more power. To see Republicans do it, to make sure there is more representation of the values and the people in their state, I think it's kind of long overdue at this point. Let's go.
McGuire was interviewed by the Salem Radio Network. British horse racing will stage a one-day strike on September 10th, protesting a proposed rise in taxes on race betting, the first time the sport in Britain has voluntarily refused to race in modern history. Townhall.com.
In the words of Andrew Breitbart, telling the truth is fun. This is Breitbart News Sunday.
Breitbart News Sunday, 866-957-2874. Let's take a couple of quick callers before we go to our next interview. Let's start with Len in Texas, very briefly on line 2. Len, welcome to the program.
Hey, how you doing?
Very well. Very quickly, Len.
All right. I don't know who that moron I called the tail end of that little game you had with that previous call. But, can you fill me in on that?
You'll have to go check the rewind, but basically he calls every conservative show and he records himself and puts it online. He's really smart. He doesn't get the best of us, but he does like to rile us up a little bit, but that's okay. As I said, it's constructive to debate. Yeah.
I would have 5 minutes alone.
No, well, you got more than 5 minutes in public with him this evening. All right. Thanks so much, Len. Let's go to Jason in Minnesota on line 3. Jason, welcome to the program.
That makes it hard. I just want to give you some credit on your counter punches. It's real consistent. A lot of these DBs that call in like him, they say something stupid, and a lot of the other guys, they get off their game, and then they're not saying the stuff that they tell me to say in the same situation. I personally think guys like you and Will Kane at the staying on task there. I think you really put him in his place. I don't know. Personally, I don't know why.
Breitbart? Yeah, he was a good dude.
I mean, you basically let them jump around like a jackass, so you give them the hook.
Yeah. Well, they just need to win one round, and then they'll dine out on that for the rest of their lives, and that's an occupational hazard,
Yeah. So I just wanted to give you some credit there. That because a lot of times I'm listening to the other guys, and I'm getting frustrated. Like, you told me to say that, you're not saying it, man. Come on, give me the break. Killing me. But I listen to you a lot at this time of day, and I appreciate that you're good at it.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Don't give him any sound bites if he's putting this stuff online.
Yeah, exactly.
He's an effing moron. All right, thank you.
Okay. Thanks very much. All right, we're now going to play an interview that we pre-recorded a couple days ago. This is with Harmeet Dillon. She is the chief of the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice, and she's going to talk about the fight against DEI, fight against anti-Semitism on campus, and the gerrymandering, redistricting fight, and whether it, in fact, is constitutional. Harmeet Dillon, right here. Breitbart News Sunday is now very pleased to welcome Harmeet Dillon. She is the chief of the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division, a very, very important division, one that has been mismanaged under Democratic administrations, often to suppress civil rights rather than to promote civil rights, and she is turning that around in a very dramatic way. We're very pleased to have her with us. Harmeet, welcome to Breitbart News Sunday.
Thanks for having me.
Let me ask you, first of all, about the mood inside the department, because the Civil Rights Division has been, in the past, a place where left-wing radicals go who want to use the power of government to attack their enemies and to go after conservative states. Civil Rights Division in the Biden administration went after ballot integrity laws in Georgia and other places. What's the mood like there? Has there been a clearing of staff, or have people decided that they serve at the will of the electorate and the president and
soft edge there.
Well, so we made very clear in my second week in office here after being sworn in that the agenda was going to change. The agenda was going to be focused less on the sort of politics of racial spoils and woke ideology and kind of go straight into enforcing the laws appropriately. And that's what we're doing. And the result of that was, and this is, in conjunction at the same time, there was a government-wide offer to most, sort of
fucking dropped right off into a big ass puddle there.
Fuck. To take a retirement package. And so 200 of the 400 plus lawyers at the Civil Rights Division immediately quit and took that retirement package. In the ensuing months, I've been here for 4 months, another 100 or so have quit. And so we're down 75%. And, every day as I
don't know much about it now either.
Manager and say, hey, what have you done recently? Show me your work product. More people are quitting. So, we have a lot of work to do, but the people who are here weren't willing to do that work for various reasons. And so it's okay that they're gone. I'm fine with that. We now need to get into the process of rehiring.
I don't know. He's kind of sketchy. He likes Breitbart.
Who want to do the work as Congress wrote the laws and the courts interpreted the laws, not some left-wing agenda. And we have tons of resumes. And so as that hiring authority trickles through the bureaucratic machinations that we have to deal with here, we will be staffing up.
Luxury apartment homes. Before we get into specific issues, the overall agenda has been an attack on wokeness and on DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion in general, not just in the federal government, but in broader society.
Literally, this delivery has too many instructions. He may be. You never know.
Shepherd Act that protected people against hate crimes on the basis of not letting people.
Maybe it's not too many instructions. I didn't. Take right and then left.
There's all kinds of stuff that goes below the radar.
It will be the second set of villas. Okay, 733.
Some of the things that we're getting actively involved in, that's a big change for the prior administration.
7.
Liberty. That's very important. I'm not just talking about anti-Semitism, which is just a basic civil rights issue. I'm talking about active discrimination against people of faith. I'm talking about violence against people of faith. We have a statute called the FACE Act, which has been weaponized to just go after pro-life protesters. That statute also protects
our
congregants who go to houses of worship. We've gotten actively involved in cases involving vaccine mandates where people got fired because of their.
Be right back. Disconnected.
We filed briefs in those cases as well. We have also gotten involved in the case in Washington State where they tried to pierce the priest penitent privilege of Catholics and force priests to give up sacred confessional content. And that case went in favor of the Department of Justice's position. So there's just so much that we do that the public isn't even aware of. I mean, some things are hot in the media, election law issues, that's been in the press recently. But, every day I open up the internet and open up my email, and there's literally dozens and dozens of new problems that we need to address. So it's a lot.
Let's talk about one of those election law issues, the Texas redistricting case. The Department of Justice sent a letter to Texas saying that some of its districts were not constitutional.
Jesus, Pizza Hut. All right.
And that seems to have been
busy.
Part of the basis for Texas
good.
Districts
making money.
Left out of a lot of the coverage, which is just presumed to be political. The story we're told is that the president ordered Texas to do this redraw, and that's what Gavin Newsom is responding to. But in fact, there were some problems with the district as drawn in Texas. Could you explain that?
Sure. So first of all, political redistricting is generally how it's done, and that's okay. And there was a bad census which robbed Texas of some of its representation recently and undercounted Texas voters. And so these lines are inaccurate for many reasons. But we did send a letter because we're charged with the Voting Rights Act. And under the Voting Rights Act, there's been
lots of pizza. Pizzas are easy as long as they're done when you get there.
The court said that a case challenging minority districts, which are coalition districts,
this is Pizza Hut.
More than one minority to cobble together
Pizza slut.
Or counting spillover white votes that support a supposed minority favored candidate. That's not appropriate anymore. Now, underlying all of this silly, hair splitting, if you will, is the concept that people in people of minority backgrounds vote the same way, which is not true. And so it's really not true in Texas. In fact, there are many Republicans who are minorities elected to Congress in Texas and to local
cheese sticks, medium pizza.
Well.
All right.
So this concept that you can draw a minority district and that's going to favor one party or the other is totally outmoded.
It's Sunday. There's always lots of pizzas on Sunday.
Justice Thomas has written a dissent in one of these voting rights cases.
Can't wait till football season starts. It's gonna be busy as fuck.
Texas had multiple
bunch of drunk motherfuckers tipping way too much.
Other states are looking at it as well, and so this is a natural process.
Yeah, a salad bar. Yeah, I do too. They used to serve beer, pitchers of beer too. I think some of them still do, but in fact, I think I went to one somewhere that did.
Predominantly African American district,
but it took forever to get that fucking order too.
This white Jewish guy, so he's
Absolutely. All over the country, you see examples like this, and because guess what? America in 2025 has done an incredible job of eradicating the racism that even when I came to this country more than 50 years ago still existed in the South. There are instances and pockets of racism, but some of them go against majority people. I mean, you see hate crimes against whites these days.
They had a pizza bar too. I mean, you could literally get like little slices of pizza at the bar too.
And update our thinking.
Let's talk about another one of the hot buttons.
I think I went there with the school event one time.
There was an explosion of anti-Semitism on campuses and in some cities after October 7th, Hamas terror attack in Israel. Your predecessor,
Pizza slut. This is a tiny one.
The issue. I remember trying to figure out if she was doing anything.
Hopefully that means they got their shit together.
Speech about the Holocaust.
I don't know. People are arguing in the back. I can see it.
Do anything else. You've come in. You've been.
Be right back.
Serving the civil rights of Jewish students, Israeli students, and really all students. I mean, I can tell you as a journalist, I was assaulted on the campus of UCLA. Not because I was Jewish, but because I
shit. You dropped my keys.
In an area where everybody knows.
Where the fuck are my keys?
To have access on a public square.
Oh shit!
Campus.
Woo!
I was assaulted by a group of.
I don't want to get locked out of my car.
So civil rights.
All right, here we go.
Everybody were really at stake, and nobody did anything until a group of vigilantes came in a week later with sticks and broke up the encampment, and then the university finally stepped in. But you've come into office and you have investigated these universities quite thoroughly And often a letter from your department has been followed swiftly by the withdrawal or suspension of federal funding. So you are really moving fast. Can you describe that fight to us?
Yeah, I mean, this is an all-of-government approach, and this started before I even got sworn in from the White House. It was an impetus of the White House. The president really cares about protecting the rights of all Americans and will not tolerate anti-Semitism or anti-anything, quite frankly. He's a very egalitarian man and a very principled man, and so this is an important issue for all of us. And what we have seen in this country since October 7th, 2023, is a proliferation of, I think, foreign-funded, but would call it buying right into the woke mind virus of gullible youth on campuses that has resulted in a perfect storm of hatred and violence against Jewish students, Jewish faculty, and bystanders in these universities. It's also, I think some of this hatred starts at the K through 12 level. We're seeing that as well. And so it's got to stop. Every American of any religion needs to feel free to be able to express and live out their faith without violence and interference. And where these colleges are taking tens of thousands of dollars from kids and then letting professors and students and agitators off campus block them from attending their classes, this is outrageous. And we are not standing for it in this administration. And you're correct. I think our swift action up front is causing the dominoes to fall. And, colleges are scrambling to stay away from my letters and the funding cuts that often accompany them. And I'm glad to see it.
Some of the criticism, if I can play devil's advocate here, because I'm very strongly supportive of what you're doing, but some of the criticism I think deserves to be taken seriously, which is, what if you get into free speech issues or academic freedom? Would people feel that criticism of Israel was being chilled or discouraged by these actions? Some of the terms of the settlements that some of these universities appear to be reaching with the government appear to say that Jewish students need some kind of special dispensation. I think Brown University made some kind of offer like that. And so the argument is made that in an effort to protect the civil rights of Jewish students, these settlements with universities are going too far and imposing some of the same speech codes and other restrictions that are familiar from the DEI regime that is also being pushed back. It's almost like this is an exception to pushback. Special category of students now being created, or a special category of criticism. How would you respond to that?
You know me, Joe, for a long time. I'm a free speech activist myself and a First Amendment lawyer. Successfully, I've won many cases involving speech on campus. So I hear the criticism, but I'd like to see a case yet. I haven't seen any cases where people's legitimate speech is being quelled. And so I am sensitive to it. I've actually had to tell many activists agitating for stringent restrictions on what can be said. Sorry, guys, that's the First Amendment. We can't do that in America. The antidote to speech you don't like is more speech. But if that speech is coming from a professor and it's accompanied by grades that reflect how the student himself or herself speaks, that's not acceptable. So, we can't just paint with a broad brush here. We have to understand who's speaking, where are they speaking, what are the consequences of that speech. So I will tell you that I'm very heartened that many.
I don't think I've had that. That sounds good. The wife would love it. She loves feta cheese.
And they have cracked down on people blocking access to classrooms and so forth. But if you criticize Israel, it's absolutely appropriate to do that. It's a free country, but you can't interfere with another person's access to their education or their liberty.
Yeah, it's interesting. It looks like the activists really didn't want speech of any kind. They would just exclude people. They wouldn't have debates. They wouldn't talk to you if you tried to engage them. So it's very important, I think, to challenge them to use their First Amendment rights rather than to deny those others. I know you have to go. You've been very generous with your time. Last question. What would you say is the biggest civil rights challenge in America today?
Gosh, that is a good and a tough question. And I'll get philosophical for a moment. I think that today, most people in America feel like they have to lie throughout the day to get by. I mean, if you're in a big American corporation,
she's a civil rights lawyer.
you have to sit through trainings that say white people are bad and everyone's an oppressed person, and like use fake pronouns. You dare not speak up against that. You have to say it's okay and cool when your neighbor's kid transitions as a 5-year-old from a boy to a girl, and that's cool. Thumbs up, and be affirming and support that. That's a lie. That's a series of lies.
Smells delicious.
You have to, tell your kids not.
But then again, I'm a huge fan of gorgonzola and blue cheese as well.
To American colleges, you have to pretend to be oppressed to get admission. You have to smile and affirm things you don't believe, and salute flags you don't approve of all day long. And so I see that changing in this administration. I personally am not a person who does that, and that's what I've had difficulties in my life. I've had to start my own law firm to get away from people telling me what to say, think, and do, and what kind of clients I could take and what I couldn't. Not everyone can do that. I understand that. But most conservative lawyers in America today feel like they can't be their true selves, and if they want to have the lucrative pay that they also aspire to. And so people aren't willing to take the risks needed to stand up for what's right. And so anyone listening here, understand that's how I view it. Is you're going to
how can you call feta dirty cheese and love blue cheese though?
Or stand on your feet with some difficulty. I think that is the real challenge, and we need more people standing up for themselves, for their neighbors, for their fundamental civil rights, and being willing to be the one person in the room who says that. I can't tell you the number of times I've been on boards, and I'm the one person who says, I'm sorry, the emperor has no clothes. That person's unqualified. This policy is stupid. And once I say
that is so good. I could just eat feta out of a fucking jar.
Same thing too. I just didn't want to be the first person to say it. Well, we need more first people to say it and call it out. And that's, I think, the biggest civil rights challenge is not the law or the law enforcement.
Any bad cheese sucks.
Self-governing and self-policing.
It's hard to make cheese bad, though.
Undercutting our fundamental human and civil rights.
Just cut off the mold and eat it.
It's really the courage not just to stand up for ourselves, but for other people when we see that their rights are being suppressed or violated. Harmeet Dillon, Chief of the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice, thank you so much for joining us.
What's Harmeet Dillon?
Sunday.
Anytime. Thanks for having me, Joel.
And when we come back, we're going to talk about the departure of Playboy Enterprises from California with my friend and former policy
Smoke Gouda. There you go.
Stay tuned. Breitbart News Sunday returns.
Hey, Daddy Gang, this is Alex Cooper. The SiriusXM app is your home for all things unwell. Exclusive channels from me and my friends. Thoughtful music. The latest episodes of your favorite podcasts. Amy Monaco and Nicole Richie and Paris Aldini. Harlow, welcome. Hello, and more live, unfiltered conversations for the girls. We're going to believe this. Who was it? One, just search Unwell on the SiriusXM app.
You didn't start a business to babysit your poorest performing employees. That's exactly why I started my business, so you don't have to. Hi, I'm Alan Jones, founder and CEO of Bambi. I created Bambi so small business owners can take back control of their business. Need to fire a poor performing employee who happens to now want 3 months off? Your Bambi HR manager will take care of that for you in your first week with us.
Good.
You spend your time coaching your A players, we'll take care of the rest. I'm so confident that Bambi will help you focus on what you love about running your business that I'm offering a $1 trial to the service for your first month. Trust me, there are no limits to the amount of calls or questions you can give your Bambi HR manager. After your first month, just $29 a month for companies of any size, month to month, no hidden fees, cancel anytime. Get a month of Bambi for just $1. Go to Bambi.
Please leave on back porch. I did.
To schedule your first call with an HR
leave that on your back porch.
Go to
know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Your back porch.
Patriot Radio.
Have you heard about the remarkable promise of stem cell therapy? Ethical, science-driven treatment.
Gouda? I think it's
people facing Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, heart disease, stroke recovery, rheumatoid arthritis, and more. At the forefront of this breakthrough field
maybe French,
is
I don't know.
Biologics. Online at BespokeStemCell.com.
No, look it up.
Over 15 years of experience.
It's good though.
The medical team at Bespoke Biologics provides personalized, concierge-level care using advanced stem cell therapies, not only to address chronic conditions, but also to support anti-aging.
I made some avocado bacon
and now, for a limited time, when you commit
and cheese sandwiches with smoked Gouda not too long ago.
Travel, including airfare and hotel, fully arranged just for you.
You know what I'm saying? On the back porch. Just saying. Please leave on my back porch.
Bespoke Biologics, destination medicine
I
at its
did.
finest.
Believe it all
Visit
over that.
BespokeStemCell.com today. That's BespokeStemCell.com. Your path to a healthier, stronger, younger tomorrow.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Good as Belgian? Okay. Man.
Taking my call. The reason I called today is I wanted to talk about the terms.
The Democrat Party is crazy. They're lunatics.
Join the conversation.
With respect to Israel fighting
That's what Matt French, Belgian, same thing.
1,200 plus people that were killed. What people forget is that 5,000 missiles were launched into Israel as well.
Voice is heard here. Sirius XM Patriot, Channel 125. From the Global News Network of Breitbart.com, this is Breitbart News Sunday.
24/230. All right.
Breitbart News Sunday. Joe Polly back with you in the third hour. And we're talking about a very interesting story. Playboy is leaving Los Angeles, the iconic location for the magazine and the overall business empire for so many decades after leaving Chicago, I guess. In
There's
the 60s.
a back porch. Okay, there's a back door, and then there's a back porch.
And
we'll do the
here
porch,
to offer us some perspective about that is my friend and former neighbor, Jessica Vaughn, who, like me, was displaced from the Pacific Palisades during the Palisades fire. And she is a Playboy model, photographer, and commentator. You can follow her at Jessica Vaughn, VAUGN, on X. She has some very sharp things to say about the way California and LA are being run right now. Jessica, welcome back to Breitbart News Sunday.
Well, great to be back with you. So much has changed since we were last here. How are you adapting to DC?
I don't like DC very much, but I'm adapting slowly. I mean, the weather is terrible. This is really a swamp in the summer. It's just hot and muggy all the time, and it really gets you down.
All of the time.
It's a swamp all the time in other ways as well. But, you know, we're getting out there. I thought of you today because we went through the farmer's market in DuPont Circle and got some really delicious fruits and vegetables. So that much at least is nice. And, of course, in Pacific Palisades, we've got our amazing farmer's market every Sunday. So
damn, Sunday is the night, dude. I'm hitting these orders
on social media all the time. And that now is unfortunately a distant memory, at least for the time being. But we did have a nice farmer's market.
No banjos.
That's going well, and the kids are starting school in a week, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah,
DC
is not California. I miss California every day. Although maybe I shouldn't, because things don't seem to be going too well.
Well, it warms my heart you're carrying on my favorite Palisades tradition, so I encourage that a whole lot. Hopefully you picked up some pretty flowers.
All right, let's get out of
here. They had $5 flowers. Very, very nice. Very nice flowers, too. But go ahead.
You'll have to trim your own cherry blossoms when it's cherry blossom season.
Oh, yes. That's a nice time in DC. I've been here usually in March, and it is pretty nice, but the rest of the year, it's pretty rough. But Jessica, talk to us about this news.
I already paused.
Playboy company is leaving California, the headquarters. Basically, they're getting out of Dodge, and they're going to Miami Beach, to Florida. And the CEO, this is in a way my favorite part of the whole story. CEO Ben Cohen said, "We are excited to move the company to the city of Miami Beach, which has been phenomenal to deal with, very pro-business. When you look at the cost of doing business in California against the cost of doing business in Florida, and you combine that with the energy of Miami Beach, it made all the sense in the world for Playboy to move there." He's basically said that California is, quote, anti-business. What's your perspective on that as someone who's worked with the company?
Well, Joe Magazine, the Miami Beach commissioner, said he's been in negotiations with the Playboy executives for 6 months now. So I would say this is a long time coming because they have basically reorganized the infrastructure of what they even are as a company.
No, Playboy is completely a different thing.
The magazine and contemporized into working with creators to create content direct to the consumers, which is, of course, not exactly what they have been doing since their conception in 1953. So 72 years later, it's exciting to see something new, some new Miami blood. It's where all the young people are. It's the hub of the new financial center in America with a crypto favorable perspective. So I'm not surprised at all. I mean, personally, still being here in Los Angeles, I'm sad to see a company like Playboy that I was so tied to leave my own backyard. But, you know, they haven't really been as active much lately. There hasn't been a party, the mansion, all of that stuff has been extremely bare bones since Heff's passing. So I'm happy to see an infusion of new life as Playboy headquarters heads to South Beach. I myself have lived in South Beach. I know that Florida is very pro-business, and they've been courting the company for a long time. So this will be the first publicly traded corporation to be headquartered in Miami Beach. So that's exciting, and
wow, I didn't know that.
Definitely indicates the future of Miami Beach is somewhere favorable. Especially, you know, Miami matches the Playboy vibe, and there's such a revolution in LA and New York that the sun is just.
I'm checking is closed.
Very like pretty girl.
Yeah, I turned them off just so that people didn't think I was trying to turn here. I'm pulled over on the side, but they think I'm still
here now. So I think Miami is a good place for them to go to sort of reharness.
So they would just go
beautiful, carefree time.
So tell me how it feels. I mean, you like the light in California, which is the reason the film industry located there to begin with. In my hometown, my old hometown where I grew up in Skokie, Illinois, Charlie Chaplin's film company started there, and then they moved to California because it turned out that the very dim Chicago sunlight is not very good for exposing the kind of film that the film industry used in its early days, and they needed that
everything's closing at 10
sunshine to get it done. What's it like to create out there? What does it feel like, and can you still do what you need to do?
Okay. Looks like we're going to Sonic.
Well, Hollywood, I don't know if you know this or not.
Culver's closes in less than 10 minutes. So we're we might make it. We'll see.
So that LA can sort of resituate how it's going to go in the future economically. And it's getting more overcast and sort of just unappealingly gross more time goes on with the weather. So I think it's actually not a bad idea for Playboy to go to South Beach to create, because they're not facing those particular types of new constraints on creation. Also, it used to be to where these big production companies in LA were the source of all the creation, and now the girls themselves are creating through their own various mechanisms, just because now the mechanisms of production have become so democratized where everybody can be their own photographer, production studio. So, but in the headquarters that Playboy just locked in, there is production studios. So I imagine they'll do their casting calls there. They'll be able to, inside they'll be able to do podcasts. I imagine some of these girls that are just highly popular personalities on the internet, they'll be able to make them radio or podcast stars because they'll offer the production. So I imagine they'll be behind the scenes, all the stuff that makes Playboy fun, the executive walkthroughs that you used to get to do in LA. They'll have all of that. But they're also going to do a restaurant and nightclub in addition to just having their corporate offices there. So it'll be sort of like what's it called, Lincoln, sort of a Lincoln gateway into all the nightclubs and all the things that are there. So there's a big future for that. So I think it'll be a nice anchor company for South Beach to build off of, as far as like the hospitality and the allure of all the hotels and the beautiful women. I think it's a great pairing.
It's really interesting because Playboy really plants its flag in the city. I mean, they made Chicago a cool city, and then they left. They went to LA, and it was part of the whole cultural migration to LA. And now Miami Beach. The difference is that Florida, I think, is more Republican than Illinois or California ever were. I mean, Illinois and California used to be Republican states, but now, of course, they're deep, deep blue. And it's interesting, some of the comments on our article at Breitbart, I don't usually get into the comments and read them so much, but some of the comments are saying, well, California became so left-wing because of Playboy. You guys are leaving the climate you helped create. So they're, in a way, blaming Playboy for what led to its departure. I think there's some fair criticism in that. I don't think Playboy is going to change the culture of Florida to become more left-wing, but it is interesting that this
Sonic's okay.
state of Florida is now going to be the center of cool, at least to the extent that Playboy still represents that kind of brand.
I used to like it a lot down in Louisiana when I worked EMS. It was a good staple, but all these fast food places kind of gone to shit.
Robotics are going to make the productivity not what capitalism can reward anymore, because our whole system can disintegrate based on like the potential for the future of automation. So I don't think Playboy's really as responsible for this. It's sort of like the, well, don't bring your left-wing policies and vote for them. But I don't think Playboy's capable. Playboy can't lead entire huge revolutions. It was a fixture and an indicator and a translator for a revolution, the sexual liberation of women.
Pretty good.
Red Robin gourmet burgers and brews.
Close at fucking 10 o'clock. Everything fucking closes at 10 o'clock, dude.
Having experimental ideas about how it wants to govern and more, I guess, international style. I think that's just unfair criticism. They're not the sort. They're not
every fucking thing along here closes at 10 o'clock.
They're not leaders of global governance. You know, they're just a
except for Sonic.
Break from reality, honestly.
So Miami Beach is going to be the place to be, and
well, there is Arby's, but I don't think that's how late is Arby's open.
Very international, very cosmopolitan, and also just a lot of fun. You've lived there.
Things for Arby's near Perrysburg.
Oh, they don't close till midnight. Cool.
But winter.
It's either Sonic or Arby's.
Traffic is pretty bad there. I would even say it's worse than LA because there aren't that many roads to get around where you need to be.
You lurk?
But
okay.
It's a wonderful place. Would you?
I'm on pause. I may be done. We'll see. I've already made. I almost made $80
in California.
These 2 sessions
going on there right now.
It's like one order after another. And I'd like to keep working, but I'd also like to go home and get some rest because I got a lot of IT work to do tomorrow.
With my life at present relocating to, with any success, and without the depression of leaving the sunshine, that type of thing. So I feel optimistic about Miami and have really since
Mule Mountain.
2020 popped off.
They used to call it what, a Goliath or something like that. Now it's called Mule Mountain.
Florida operating so differently.
Meat Mountain.
And providing that kind of contrast. So I think people in Florida should feel optimistic.
Big old pound of fucking roast beef.
Kind of, we're watching Vegas sort of disintegrate, or at least
their potato cakes are good.
Entertainment, real estate.
Ooh, and Jamocha shakes,
sort of
yes, those are good
table. Too. So we can pick up a lot of that traction where people just don't want to go to Vegas.
They just put this in.
Abandoning the West Coast as any type of
they don't want you driving into the new Amazon hub. We have 2 Amazon hubs right next to each other now here in Perrysburg. That's how big Amazon is in this fucking area. And my wife is probably supporting them. Oh, I wonder how late fucking.
Not at all. But I'm worried about California being run as badly as it is. And I talked a little bit earlier in the program about Gavin Newsom and his obsessive focus on fighting with Trump as opposed to doing anything for his state. Do you think that things could turn around in California at some point? Do you see that happening?
I think that corporations that are just on board, that are the corporate
things for chicken near me, near Toledo.
LA and New York City are doing the same type of aims. They have the same mechanisms.
Red Robin closes at 10. Chili's closes at 10.
Out in the open and more direct about what they're doing. So where you see like the campaign of Mamdani. And in LA, they're doing it, but they're doing it covertly, and you're not gonna.
Five Guys. How late is Five Guys open?
Newsom has a way of anesthetizing it with language that just makes it sound.
And it closes at 10.
A lot of people miss what he says that are actually like.
I hate going into a place when they're only open for 15 more minutes. That's about the biggest dick thing to do.
They're just.
And I'm not that guy.
That are going to provide contrast to other smaller Democrat cities.
Ooh, Jimmy John's.
Miami's not going to face that at all, so it has such a benefit.
Jimmy John's is open late, right?
Pro-business.
Free smells. Looks closed.
Situations that it can just grow basically unlimited if it wants to play by.
Jersey Mike's looks closed.
Pro-market principles that LA just doesn't have an interest in doing right now. But
we ain't doing McDonald's.
Not necessarily going to suffer deeply. It's just going to
Jersey Mike's
the market domination is Jersey going to be corporations that are the partners of.
They're already closed. Jersey Mike's is.
Jessica Vaughn, you can find her on X.
Jessica Vaughn.
Jessica Vaughn, JESSICAVAUGN.
Wasn't she a Playboy?
Thank you so much for being with us.
Was she the one that was with Clinton?
And so much of what she says comes true. So when she predicts the future, you need to listen. Jessica Vaughn, thank you so much for joining us here once again on Breitbart News Sunday.
Jimmy Jones is freaky fast, yeah.
And we're taking your calls next, 866-957-2874, 866-95-PATRIOT.
Draft a winning fantasy football.
It's already closed. I remember when I lived in Kent, Ohio, Jimmy John's was open super late. Oh, fuck Pete away. How late is it open? Pete away at Perrysburg. It's already closed. Go in there and be a dick to them because they made me late for that order. Motherfuckers. Well, they're still cleaning up in there. Must have closed at 9. They're too fucking high to clean up shit in time. Yeah, wasn't she the one who put it to Clinton? She sue him over something, like being assaulted by him or something.
At Lenseek, we know running a business takes
But he's a Democrat. Ooh, hot Houston.
A little help. That's
Houston hot.
With our exclusive
Recently opened.
Connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years,
closes at 11 p.m. Whoa, this place looks good. It's fucking 14 miles away.
No prepayment penalties.
Houston hot chicken.
Apply today with no cost or obligation.
Damn, that looks good.
That's
It's like dripping chicken.
You didn't start a business to babysit your poorest performing employees. That's exactly why I started my business, so you don't have to. Hi, I'm Alan Jones, founder and CEO of Bambi. I created Bambi so small business owners could take back control of their business. Need to fire a poor performing employee who happens to now want 3 months off? Your Bambi HR manager will take care of that for you in your first week with us. You spend your time.
Of course, he didn't quill himself.
We'll take care of the rest. I'm so confident that Bambi will help you focus on what you love about running your business that I'm offering a $1 trial to the service for your first month.
Trust me, there
are no limits to the amount of calls or questions you can give your Bambi HR manager.
Ooh, Raising Cane's don't close till midnight. Ooh, that's where we going. I'm going inside actually. If the lobby's still open.
Anytime. Get a month of Bambi for just $1. Go to Bambi.com and type Patriot under radio to schedule your first call with an HR manager right now. Go to BAMBEE.com,
Right here?
Patriot Radio. Selling your home? On Ready.com, agents will pay you thousands up front just for the chance to sell your home. Because on Ready, agents compete. They put their money where their mouth is. Well, not really. You don't want agents with wallets in their mouths. But you get the idea. And when agents have money on the line, they sell your home for top dollar. So go to Ready.com, REDY.com, or call 888
Donnie did it. No,
Ready.
I don't think so.
Sirius XM presents Breitbart News Sunday.
Could have. I don't put all my chips in anybody anymore. You know, IHOP actually sounds pretty good. We'll go inside there. We'll do some sit down. IHOP's always open, right?
I don't even know if this is the German version or the English one. Let's just wait and see what our producer has lined up for us. How long are we going to have to wait through this intro? You know, this was Falco, and he was a favorite around the Breitbart office. Actually.
Oh, he groped her?
And I remember.
Did he pay? I think he paid. He did a payoff with her, didn't he?
It's the After the Fire version.
Okay, we're going to cancel this dish.
Falco did Der Kommissar and Andrew Breitbart. We were talking about this song.
Oh, shit. You guys fucking asleep at the fucking light? Jesus. Oh, this guy's got his fucking brights on.
866-957-2874, 866-95-PATRIOT. Let's go to Jim in Texas. Thanks for waiting, Jim. Welcome to Breitbart News Sunday.
Oh, my eyes are fucking fried now. Oh, my God, dude. Dude has brights on. All right, I made more than last week, so we're doing good. I may go live again after we eat, but I'm hungry.
He never directly crapped on any of his opponents. He did a very subtle ridicule, a little more boring jab.
Blue blockers, not at fucking night. No, I wear my regular prescription glasses at night so you can fucking see.
I mean, one thing about Trump is that he hires people around him that know their stuff.
But I'll bring you guys in and do IHOP with me. See, you fucking arrow, dude.
And I myself see, in committees where he's in front of
How the fuck do you get into IHOP here?
this guy's magnificent. I mean, Ted Cruz now is one of Trump's biggest cheerleaders, and when they were going at each other, it was, Katie by the door out with the swords and the 50 calibers. But then, when it's all said and done, we're looking for the best people that can do the best job.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm not going to argue with you about that.
Such a negative, these negative campaigns have always started.
No, motherfuckers always protected. Oh wait, this is not the front. I thought this was the front. Oh shit! Dude just flew in behind me. Fucking A, man. He must be dashing. Yeah, he's got his phone out. He's dashing. Checking the order. All right. Bring you guys in with me. The fuck? I should keep going down.
Starts telling me what you're going to do. Tell me how you're better. Tell me what, the great things that you're going to do that's going to make my life better. And, the world better. And
yeah, Jim, just to react to that, I mean, when I used to work in politics, we used to do daily tracking polls. And one of the things that would happen is once you started a negative campaign, what would happen is exactly what you said. Your opponent's numbers would go down and your numbers would go down. And you had to hope that the opponent's numbers would go down by more. But it did actually hurt both sides. Nobody likes negative campaigning. It's just because politics is such a blood sport that everybody does it. And people feel they're going to be destroyed if they don't do it because nobody wants to unilaterally. Last word to you, Jim.
It just goes to such an extreme.
Yeah.
Now this may disconnect because it's on the car's Wi-Fi. I'll reconnect it.
Right.
Oh. Actually, let me grab something here. Grab my little pod. My baby tripod. Use at work. Oh, it closed at 10? You gotta be fucking kidding me. IHOP closes now? Like my shirt? It says not fast, not furious. It's got a sloth on it. The fuck? What happened to the IHOPs that stayed open all night? I'm not going in there and sitting down 5 minutes before 10. Fuck. It's gonna be fucking loud in there. Kind of wanted some fucking eggs and shit. Eggs are good protein. Let's just hit the Waffle House, I guess. Let me see. Let me see what's available.
All right, so Newsom getting the crowd to boo ICE agents, and of course he at the Democracy Center, as he calls it. But what did the people vote for in the last election? They voted for border enforcement. Let's hear LA Mayor Karen Bass just absolutely losing her mind over the ICE agents, Border Patrol at that event. Clip number 6, please.
Not believe that this just happened to be a coincidence.
There is no way this was a coincidence. This was widely publicized that the governor and many of our other elected officials were having a press conference here to talk about redistricting, and they decided they were going to come and thumb their nose in front of the governor's face. Why would you do that? That is unbelievably disrespectful. It's a provocative act. They're talking about disorder in Los Angeles, and they are the source of the disorder in Los Angeles right now. This is just completely unacceptable. This is a administration, this is a Customs and Border Patrol that has gone amok. This absolutely has to stop. There was no danger here. There was no need to detain anyone here. And there was certainly no need to have a provocative act right here where the governor is having a press conference.
Well, they're not the source of the disorder, and in fact, they have restored order at the southern border, which Democrats refused to do. Let's take.
I have to do it from home, Dirty.
Say goodnight, Jose in Texas.
Because they got to add the two. I got to add the 2 slots. I'll do it tonight or early in the morning.
Great, very quickly, Jose.
I can't do it until I make a slot for them.
We are almost out of time.
Because they removed the slots when I set up the draft. I'll do it both him and Eggsy at the same time. We got all week. We'll still get the draft off on Saturday. But yeah, I gotta take care of that tonight. I gotta remember to. Oh shit! Where is it? There's gotta be a diner open. 24-hour diner near me.
I hear you.
There's a Denny's.
For 24-hour diner near me, near Perrysburg.
Is there a Denny's?
You know, it kind of works that way in the Senate, right? Where each
How far away is that?
votes, but you know, when it comes to the House of Representatives, we have a constitutional requirement to have a certain number of people. So I hear what you're saying, though. People are tired of it because the politicians are choosing the voters rather than the voters choosing the politicians. And I think what we need, instead of a solution like the one you're describing, which I think in a sense is a very elegant one, we just need to.
I don't think this Denny's is open anymore.
To understanding what democracy is about, and that it's not just about dominance and shutting out the other party. It can't be. You know, we need to get back to honoring and respecting one another and understanding that at the core,
I don't think this Denny's is open anymore.
Power with one another and governing together, and that's really come home to me in the months since the Palisades fire when my neighborhood was destroyed. None of us thinks that the mayor did a good job, okay? But we're also not wearing our Republican and Democrat.
Which one I've driven down by there? This Denny's isn't open anymore.
It's still open. And I think that's the spirit in which we have to treat each other as Americans. Jose, thank you so much for listening and for calling in. And
yeah, Denny's closed.
Talk up my book one more time.
Yeah, it's closed. Why the fuck is it still showing up on fucking Google?
To be learned from Israel, how to apply them in your own life.
All right, let's just go to Waffle House. Fuck it.
Amazon.com.
That kind of pissed me off.
Thank all of you for listening. Thank you to the men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces. Thank you to the men and women.
His Waffle House says same old, same old. I do want to get some grits today, though. And got grits from them in a minute.
Drive safely. If you want more Breitbart news, you can get us tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern here on Sirius XM 125 on Breitbart News Daily. And, of course, Breitbart News Center.
Waffle House, Perrysburg.
Well, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific every Saturday. Great Matthew Boyle, our DC political editor. That's all.
See, all that looks good. Penn Station, all that shit looks good. I'm excited to eat too late, though.
Joe Pollack from Breitbart News saying good night. God bless.
No, I mean, the ones that are open are 24 hours around here, but this one I think is closed permanently. Last couple times I've tried to go there, it was closed. It looks like it's done. It's over by the McDonald's I was just picking up a bunch of food from.
In business, they say you can have better, cheaper, or faster, but you only get to pick two. What if you could have all three at the same time? That's exactly what Code Here, Thomson Reuters and Specialized Bikes have, since they upgraded to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. OCI is the blazing fast platform.
Looks like we got 8 viewers. I might be able to
application development and AI needs.
Do an ad read
from the
tripod. See what I can do with it.
High performance environment and spend less than you would with other clouds. How is it faster? OCI's block storage gives you more operation per second. Cheaper? OCI costs up to 50% less for compute, 70% less for storage, and 80% less for networking. Better? In test after test, OCI customers report lower latency and higher...
I don't eat them the way the southern folks do. I eat them like cream of wheat. I put a ton of sugar and butter in them.
Try OCI for free.
I mean, I've had the cheesy ones and the ones with shrimp in them and stuff. It's all right, but I really like lots of sugar and lots of butter.
Switching careers or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An elite company.
Yeah, I will agree with you there, buddy. Me and the wife rolled the dice with it again yesterday. Because doing this DoorDash, I don't pay for any. The only thing I pay for is tip. I don't pay for any service fee or anything. As long as they stay platinum. Well, I mean, yeah, cornbread and chili is good too, but cornbread can be good many different ways. And it depends. Cornbread can be prepared very differently too. Many different ways, I should say. Oh shit, the chicken place over here. Oh, how late are they open? Not Cane's, but Frickers. Frickers, Perrysburg. How late they open? Oh, they're open till midnight. Nah, let's do fucking.
Ceasefire is not off the table. The best way to end this conflict is to a full peace deal. There's no doubt about that. I mean, what would be against the fact that tomorrow we came here and said we have a full peace deal?
Oh yeah, they got to be moist.
I think that's the best way to end the war. Now, whether there needs to be...
That's right. I put a ton of fucking butter in them. Oops. Gotta have that butter.
Frustration is mounting in Israel over stalled hostage talks and plans for a new military offensive in Gaza. Meanwhile, former Israeli ambassador...
Oh, it says no U-turn. Oops. Sorry, it's happening.
...is virtually impossible.
Death is a logical option. In the West, we're not used to negotiating.
Oh, wow. This may be too many people for Frickers. Or, I mean, for Waffle House. A lot of cars, but... I think I may go to Frickers. Some wings do sound good. And they're open till midnight. It's only 10 o'clock.
Air Canada hopes to resume some flights by tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do it! They pissed me off at Frickers. We'll come back. I don't want a bunch of people, especially if I'm going to be streaming in there. I don't give a fuck at Frickers.
Like you're dealing with illness and pains, it's time to bring relief factor into your life. Head over to relieffactor.com or give them a call at 800-4-RELIEF and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. Relief Factor is the daily supplement that fights pain naturally.
Oh shit, this is the wrong turn.
It uses a special formula for 4 natural ingredients.
There we go.
Reduce or eliminate. In fact, the longer you take Relief Factor, the more effective it is to get your days going without any pain. See if we can get you out of pain by taking their 3-week quick start. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. Simply call 800-4-RELIEF. 800 the number 4.
Yeah, Frickers looks nice and slow right now too.
Neck, shoulders, hips, knees, feel that keep you from living the life you want to live. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4RELIEF.
Deadly violence in New York City, where 3 people were killed and several wounded in a nightclub shooting early this morning.
A shooting at Taste of City Lounge in Brooklyn just before 3:30 Sunday morning leaves 3 men dead, including a 19-year-old and 9 others, both men and women, injured.
German American Festival's next weekend. Starts Friday.
Commissioner Jessica Tisch says there was some kind of dispute. The shooting preliminarily appears to be gang.
It's one of the largest ones in this area.
9mm and 45 caliber.
The Germans. Usually my mother-in-law works it, volunteers at it.
The commissioner says whenever gangs are involved, there's always concerns about...
Yeah, frickin' driving the frickin' frickers. Yep.
Julie Walker, New York.
Shoppers spent at a healthy pace in July, especially at the nation's auto dealerships. News and analysis at townhall.com.
Exclusive reporting, incisive analysis, and big news ratings.
Not there. Fuck. Where the fuck am I going? Oh my god, I missed it? No, I didn't. Okay. There's no fucking signs. Yeah, they do it early here because it's usually too cold in October around here. Oh shit. There's a piggy here.
Joined by someone who's been on the front edge of that for a very long time. He is making a difference, whether it's restoring women's records in sports from those that were stolen by men, or going after some bad actors, both on the drug front.
Let's try this again.
Drugs coming into our country, or Chinese companies gobbling up our private data. Joining us now from the great state of Kentucky, Attorney General Russell Coleman. Sir, good to have you back on the show.
Well, I'm honored to be here, and I'm honored to be amongst those attorney generals.
Okay. We'll do the ribs and chicken chunks. Hi. Should we eat? All right, thank you. Corner. We're going to go straight to the corner. What IPAs do you have?
I'll keep up a list because I'm not sure.
Thank you. Love it, dude. Oh, freaking rewards now, too. Gotta get the app. Every place has the app. I think we have a steak here. Thank you. Oh, wow. You've got a nice list.
We have a good selection.
Yeah. Logonitis.
Okay, tall.
Yep. Actually, I was going to use the stand, but I don't need it. This cool menu thing here. We may have to cut it off on YouTube, though, with the music in the background. Everybody's already on. Yeah, we're going to kill YouTube. Let me make sure everybody is everybody's got a premium membership that's in here. Everybody but Rumblebutt, I think. Yeah, Karen Harris does. Yeah, everybody does. Cool. Cool. Yep, everybody. All right, we're going to switch it over to premium only.